Hey Tubers, he's back, and it's another pickup video, as you can tell from the title. Um, yeah, it's been a few weeks since the last one, and I think we might as well start off with what I'm wearing. Dreamcast, top and hat from the Sega Shop. Yeah, quite nice. What else have I got? Vinyl of the month? Well, Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, classic album. I find that, a lot of these albums are re-released as, having 180 grams audiophile vinyl, but to be honest, that doesn't really make any much difference to the actual sound quality. I've spoken to one person who is an audiophile, and he said actually, if you've got a good clean copy of the original album from a day, you can't get better than that, really. So, yeah, I think it's just an excuse to justify the high prices of vinyl, but hey ho, I think it's more expensive these days anyway, isn't it? Other things that aren't exactly games, just a few little bits. I love these Disney toy box figures. I've been getting most of the Star Wars ones, and this one is of the Imperial Stormtrooper. You can get the newer Stormtrooper, the First Order Stormtrooper, quite easily. But to get the Imperial one, it's really hard. It never got released in the Disney shop near me before it closed down. And so I've been after one for months, and I didn't want to pay, 50 quid with shipping from America. So I got this in the UK for about £23 with shipping, so that's more like it, really. I mean, it's only a £10 figure, but it's quite an uncommon figure. It really is. It's difficult to get that Imperial Stormtrooper. So pleased to have that. What's cool about these toy box figures, you may think, oh, they're just like kiddified versions. Actually, the sculpt and style is based on the Disney Infinity figures, and so it's quite cool and unique, the styling. And I guess because most of these are aimed at a kiddies market, I suspect, apart from adult collectors like myself, get hold of the kids for get hold of them in boxes is going to be even harder in the future. Alright, vintage stuff. I had this jigsaw in a day when I was a kid, and I completely forgot about it until I was going through some of my Star Wars stuff in the loft. The one I had lost long ago, but I managed to get another copy off eBay for a tenner with shipping, which is really good. Jigsaw puzzles don't keep them honey. So this is of the inside of Millennium Falcon. This is what I had in a day, made by Household Games Waddingtons. So yeah, they did all the jigsaws in a day in the UK. I think this one in America is actually by Kenner, but in the UK they got Waddingtons to do the puzzles. Right, another Games Workshop game. This is the one that my brother had, and I played a lot with him. This one's actually in better condition than what my brother had, really. So I got this off eBay. Again, I did really well. No one was bidding on it, so I won it for £25 with shipping. It's complete. The only damage is there's some sticker damage on the side, the two sides, where obviously someone puts some stickers down, some sellotape down. But what can you do? You can't always you can't always turn back the past. And to be perfectly honest, it is, as Tucci would say, it just makes it more of an honest copy, doesn't it, really? But no, Games Workshop Judge Dredd, really cool board game. It's got the classic 2000 AD artwork. It's not an expensive board game, guys. If you can find it, and you like your board games, I recommend this. Okay, that's all the non-video games. Now let's go into a video game, shall we? That's what you're here for. Let's get a PS4 out of the way, and then we'll go on to the more vintage stuff. So I've got the cat being nosy. Anyone want a cat? It's free. Can't be so cool. We've got 4 of them, so we've got a few to spare. All pain in the bum. All pain in the bum, but totally different, and we love them. Anyway, yeah, I kind of triple dipped into this. I pre-ordered this probably about 2 years ago, and it was delayed from coming out last Christmas, and it didn't come out this Christmas, but it came out just recently. And that is a Star Wars, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Not played it yet. All 9, based on all 9 movies. I really don't know if, because obviously they've done the older Star Wars films. I don't know if they just reskinned those or did a completely new game from beginning to end. I think it's a completely new game. That's why it took so long. So basically, if you think about it, it's like 9 Lego games in one almost. So I got pre-orders from Game, because by getting this from Game, not only do you get the Lego minifigure, a blue milk one with Luke, you also get a steel book copy instead of a plastic box. So that's the one to go for. Also got it on the PS5, even though technically PS4 will be upgraded to the PS5. But this is for collector's purposes, don't forget, guys. So I'll still keep this box. I'll just put the PS4 disc in the PS5 when one day I get PS5. Yeah. So that's that. And I also got it, if I can find it, on the Switch too, just so I've got a handheld version. I always like to get a Nintendo copy of the Lego games too. I will get the Xbox One version as well, so you think, why are you getting it on all systems? Well, I don't normally, with the Lego games, I normally just get a Nintendo and a PlayStation version. But because it's because it's Star Wars, I tend to get it on all formats, just about. That's what I tend to do with the other ones. The Force Awakens, when they did the Lego ones then, I do the same then. Mad, aren't we, us collectors? Okay, PS4. Okay, a couple of PS4 VR games. I've got these. How much do I pay for these? Between £10 and £14 each. Synth Riders, Dance Action VR rhythm game, and The Wanderer, which is more of a sort of spooky one set in space. So it's a bit of a thriller, but also set in the future. It involves time travel elements and all sorts. So that looks like a really interesting game, to be perfectly honest. But it's only 3 years for VR. That cat's naughty. Okay, other games. This one looks really interesting. Curved Space. It's a nice battle third-person type shooter game. So expensive. Finally got this off eBay. With shipping, I got it for under 50 quid, which is good. Unfortunately, the card did not come with it, but still, people were charging £100 for this a little while ago. So it's Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Obviously, there's no shortage of those on the internet, so that's why you can get it for a fair price. Alright, a lot of people can say this is terrible port or update, but it's still book, and I got it for about 7 quid from Amazon, and it's 13 limited edition with a steel book. So yeah, it's nice for a PS4. Far Cry 6, got to play that. From Strictly Limited, double shooter, Rolling Gunner and Overpower. You've got to have your bullet hells. This I got quite cheap. I think it's about £17. It is Battle Axe Badge Edition, and I had it in game all complete. And I thought I'll get it while you see it. I reckon this is one of the more interesting PS4 games to get, and it was basically the same price as the standalone edition. I finally got this Samurai Showdown Neo Geo collection. It's all the Samurai Showdown or Samurai Spirits games on the Neo Geo from 1 to 5 perfect and 5 special. So there's 7 games in total on there. Okay, another Warhammer game. It's so many bloody Warhammer games. Warhammer 4000 games, 40,000 I should say, games on PS4. So there's another one. This one looks quite good though. It's Mechanicus. You sort of take over a cult that's into cyborg type technology type thing almost. Right, from Pixel Enough. Again, I pre-ordered this ages ago. Metal Slug Anthology, which is pretty much a prettier PS2 version of the game. A Mega Slug Double X. Now, this game was originally ported on a DS, and they did it for a PSP. Now they've managed to transfer probably the PSP version, I imagine, to the PS4. So yeah, there's no other way of playing this on the console really, other than the PSP and DS handheld. So to be able to play a console version of Metal Slug Double X, it's cool. I mean, technically you could connect the PSP to your TV via the cables if you got them, but still, this is probably a better way of playing the game. And a cheap semi-bullet shooter, but hell with sort of more primitive basic graphics, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's a cheap game from Red Art Games. It's about £20 for shipping. Limited numbers. I don't know if they still got this in stock, but I reckon this is one of the more better games to get from Red Art Games, because sometimes Red Art does produce a lot of shovelware, if I may say so. But this obviously is a shooter, so it's more reason to get it in my book. Alright, slowly getting through a PS2. About 65 more games I've got on my hit list for PS2. Unfortunately, about a quarter of them are quite expensive. Well, saying that, haven't the price on PS2 games shot up across the board? So even a game that should be about £2 or £3, maybe a £5, is now £20. So yeah, I'm hoping the prices will come down a bit with cost of living crisis, really, because games are way too inflated in my opinion, the price of it. I think people just use the fact that we had lockdown and everything as an excuse just to push the prices up, really. And I guess you could argue why people are paying those higher prices, they'll keep pushing it, but eventually, like I said, people won't be able to afford to pay those higher prices soon enough. Anyway, I digress. Extreme G Racing Association Extra. I got the... I can't remember if this is the first one or the second one. There's another one which is more common, you see everywhere, but this one with this cover, it's not one I don't see all the time. And even though it's a cheap game, it's only about £3 from CX, but I needed it. Got this from CX. It's about a £20 mark. I've been looking out for this for years, and it's the first time I saw it in CX, and it's complete. Spawn Armageddon, so I'm happy it's complete, good condition. This game, Jim Cavino picked up one of these kinetic PlayStation 2 iToy games. He got it for next to nothing, less than £1. I got this one, the combat one, for £4 off eBay. And you may ask, why did you bother with that, Nick? Well, it's because it comes with a lens. It's all in there. I'm trying to get it out now. It comes with a lens, all unused and everything else, and that lens, I think it only came out with a kinetic game, so it's a bit of an it just makes it more wide angle, the iToy. So it's to get that complete, you need to get the lens, guys. So I'm a bit of a sucker for any PlayStation 2 accessories. Yeah, it's £4 off eBay. I thought considering you're getting it off eBay, you're not going to get it for less than £1 like Jim saw it in the wild. But it's just getting that lens that sometimes could be a bit tricky, I suppose, because a lot of copies on eBay didn't have it. Okay, do PlayStation 1 collections ever end? I thought I had finished collecting, but there's still a few I decided to pick up, so it just shows how addictive collecting and PlayStation can be. I had one of the Power Rangers games, but I didn't have Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, so I got that for about £5, all complete. There's another one which is a pinball one, which is more expensive, which Jim Corbano actually picked up, but I think I might get a Japanese version of it, because the artwork on a Japanese version looks cool, and it's a lot cheaper than the Power version. Alright, this is another IDOS game that's probably underrated, under most people's radar, and it's a QG. You play like a voodoo type priest warrior and you go around just beating the crap out of everything, really. So it's probably have a few puzzle elements, but a lot of people say this is a really good game. It wasn't a lot of money. I think it was about a £15 mark, I think. So it's a recommendation now on the PS1. And obviously, another racing game which I did not have. I think there's a version of this on the Nintendo 64, but this is a PlayStation. San Francisco Rush Extreme Racing. Midway racing game for PlayStation 1. Again, I got that for, I think it's about £8. These are all complete, by the way, guys. And I've always made sure that boxes are perfect too on them. Okay, go to Switch and then we go back to retro. Still had some vouchers from Argos, so I got, tend to use them to try to pick up Switch games, especially ones that aren't likely to go cheap. So with my vouchers, I got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX and Sonic Colors Ultimate. So with the vouchers, I only had to pay £5 on top of those. Then Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Yeah, it's cool to have. And Crash Bandicoot Is About Time. So I've got all the Crash games on the Switch. Excuse me. No, there's a racing one as well, but I think I would have got that. I showed you one Rush game on the PlayStation. There was also a San Francisco Rush 2049 on the Dreamcast. So I had to get that too. And again, it wasn't a lot of money. I can't remember, but I can't remember what I paid. I think it's about a £15 mark. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's nice. All complete. In a neat case. A lot of people picked this up. Pre-ordered it ages ago. I think you can still get. I think they may still have a few in stock. Pixel Heart Androgynous 2. People are saying this is much better than the first one. That was an Neo Geo shooter, which I got on a Neo Geo CD as well. I've got this pre-ordered as well on the Switch, no, not Switch, PS4 and the Dreamcast. So I'll play it. I'll end up playing it on the PS4. I will. So I'll keep this Switch version nice and sealed, which most people probably will anyway. Will it be the last Switch game? Possibly, but it was definitely become a collector's piece. So if you collect the 3DS, guys, don't overlook this one. Get it ordered while you can. Okay. Non-Saturn game. This was recommended by a few people. It's a Sega sports game, and yeah, I think it's got a really good soundtrack too, and it's a real good arcadey type snowboarding game. And it's steep slope sliders. Again, it wasn't a lot of money. I think it's around the £10 mark. Give it a few quid. Mega CD game. It's a helicopter simulator type game. Mega CD Thunderhawk. Is it just Thunderhawk? Yeah, just Thunderhawk. I think that will be it for Mega CD now. I think that no more. Oh, be mindful of space really. So put that over there. Thunderhawk. And last but not least, picked us up for Neo Geo CD, but there was a sort of handheld version for this made, and that's Puzzle Bobble Mini by Taito. It's all complete with all the gubbins and the cartridge and stuff. And probably a UK copy. Got it on eBay from Chill Out Games, so it wasn't a lot of money. I think it was about a £25 mark. Was it? Could be a bit built. It may have been a bit more. Maybe it was about £35 mark. It wasn't a huge amount of money anyway, and but Puzzle Bob was good, so I thought I'd just get it from my handheld collection. So I've got 6 boxed games now on the Geo CD handheld and 1 cartridge game. So I've pretty much got all the ones I needed. But that Puzzle Bobble, you can't get that on the... You know, they brought out a PS4 and Switch ports of all the games, haven't they? And they want a nice handheld, but the new Puzzle Bob was not on there. So even though all the other games, all core games like Metal Slugs and Match of and Samurai Showdown 2 and Card Fighters Clash, and there's other, you know, more expensive games which I've got, but even though that you can play those on the PS4 or Switch, you can't actually play Neo Geo Puzzle Bobble Mini on it. So that's another reason to pick up that game. But should I mod my Neo Geo Mini? A lot of people are, and it's not too hard to mod it, so I could mod it. But part of me's thinking it is not exactly a super common console, and so to mod it, I mean, you can technically keep original bits, I suppose, so you could return it to factory, I suppose, without too much difficulty, maybe. But part of me is thinking, I think it's too of a less common console to mod, in my opinion, even though it's so much better if you mod it to play. But yeah, it's just one of those things, guys. I guess that's the question. Is it okay to mod consoles if they're not common? I mean, Nintendo consoles, you know, apart from the Virtual Boy, I would say are all common, aren't they? Just to be honest, maybe not a Game Boy Light, maybe, but certainly, you know, most of them are, and so it's no shame modding those, really, is it? All the PSPs and everything else. But Neo Geo handheld colour, I'm not too sure. I just think it's, you know, I don't know. I just think I feel a bit uncomfortable modding something that could be a rare item in its unique or original, you know, factory status. Again, it's the anal collector in me, I suppose. Anyway, that's it, guys. Hope everyone's doing okay. It's Easter weekend, so have a few chocolates, have a few drinks, and take it easy. Bye!